All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to What the Duck. We're here with episode number 3. We're squishing this one in. Everybody's getting set to travel over to Sweden for the super hyped, the regional qualifiers here for the upcoming major, partnering up with Join Dota as well as Dream League to make it happen. So we're going to have a quick one, but man, we've got a lot to talk about here, gang. We've got syndereN, Slacks, as well as Pimpmuckl back with us. syndereN, man, what's up? Everybody missed you at ESL New York.
Yeah, I'm good. I was busy with my. I'm what? Sorry.
You guys are really loud. Hold on, I'm just gonna bump you down.
I'm really loud.
Quit screaming, syndereN. Jesus.
All right.
Relax, dude.
We're good. We're good.
I'm not
Calm
sure why I'm so
down.
loud. Hang on, let me just quickly.
No, don't.
Did you
I just adjusted you.
You're good. All right, you're golden.
All right. Can you hear
So,
me?
what did you do in the stead of New York, Sin? Because we were all there. We were all hanging out, eating pizza, getting Manhattans.
Yeah, it looked like it was a good tournament as well. Yeah, I unfortunately couldn't go because obviously there's commitments with the Danish TV production. So I had to be available for the Monday, which would mean I could technically have flown to New York, but then I could have only participated on day 1 of the whole thing.
So how was Melk when he got back? Because he was there, and I know he's on a similar schedule as you. He was not happy when he was telling us about how quickly he'd have to get back to it.
Yeah, he was pretty toasted, but we had a stand-in for him on the Monday part of the show, which is why he could go because at least one of us has to be there to be the co-host of the anchor. So I stayed, and then we had No Tail as guest host on Monday, and then Melk got to rest, and then he showed up on Tuesday.
Oh, okay,
So
I see. Roping in the
was
Danish players. It's a good
That was
plan.
the idea. Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
It was good.
very
People
cool.
liked it.
Blacks, how about you, man? What's going on? How was your coverage of ESL 1?
Oh,
Mr.
it was
Pressman.
good. Interesting stuff. Just released one of the videos I did about 5 minutes ago. So yeah, it was interesting, man. It was fun being behind the scenes again. That's something I haven't gotten to do a lot. I've been getting invited to too many things, so I was third party. I got to sneak into places. I love that. That's my favorite part of events is sneaking by security. I love
Is
stuff.
that fun for you? You like the challenge of trying to get by?
Absolutely, and it was pretty easy.
I thoroughly enjoyed you checking your stuff at the hotel, by the way. We freaked out that guy, the clerk that was behind the counter. He was making that face like, oh, god damn. So I'm sitting down like we're with a whole crew of people. Slacks was going to drive back to Jersey, then come back to the city. He needed to drop his shit off, then go to the party, and then to go back to sleep in Jersey. I'm like, Slacks, that's retarded. You're going to pay like $50 in tolls. Why don't you just drop your stuff off at the hotel? We'll check it at the desk. So I even asked you, do you want to try to coordinate this? And you said, no, I'm just going to go for it. So, of course, he doesn't know my last name, doesn't know the room number, doesn't know anything. So he's looking at, I'm sitting on the bench, like, with makeup remover, taking stuff off in my suit. He's just like, hey, so, buddy, what was the room number? And I was like, I kept calling him Daddy. And I kind of implied that we were a couple, and Slacks was quite forgetful about the logistics of our relationship. And the guy was just, it was great. It was good stuff.
That's the trick of a magician, man. You gotta take their attention somewhere else.
Exactly.
Is this guy in our hotel? I don't know, but he is acting extremely flamboyant right now. So
I distracted him. I
With the
made him stop
distraction.
questioning all of the creepy things that you were about to put behind his desk, and we moved on. It was a smashing success. JJ, what's up, man? You were at ESL as well. You were the behind-the-scenes man. What's going on, dude?
It was pretty good. I'm not sure. Like, I brought my tools with me, and on the first day everything worked. Right? I just sat down. I had it all in my head. I was just configuring stuff, rehearsals, perfect. First day we went live, perfect. Second day, suddenly we had VSync issues. Like the screen would literally tear off. Like right here, would be like a big giant tear. It was the worst
The
VSync
tear,
issues
yeah.
I have ever seen. And why? Because the venue shut off the AC for the night. For studio hardware, which is made to run 24/7. The best idea everyone ever had. I was so happy. Wait, no, I was not. Now we tried to fix it, and somehow the casters didn't get the memo that we actually switched to their camera. So, I mean, you know what happens when you co-cast and there's a dead ops. You just like run around and try to check some very specific things. And then, well, that's what the people saw. But this is also not what the people on Dota TV saw, because we tried to fix the VSync issue, so I was running around with the camera super quick. And they were like, what the fuck's happening? Like, we can't change camera on Dota TV, right? So, yeah, I don't know. That was a bit bad. Apart from that, it was really great. I had a lot of fun. Production guys.
So how did you find this schedule? I saw you at the end of day 1, man. You were looking pretty fucking fried after 4 best-of-3s of dedicated obs.
You had like 14 hours of obsing. It gets really hard because you have to listen to casters so much. I don't know.
Oh man, what a terrible life! You got to
Yeah,
sit there.
can you
and listen
imagine
to the
having to
casters.
listen to you for 14 hours straight? Imagine if Pimp was casting and you were doing camera somewhere.
Jeez, well, luckily I
If
wasn't
you wanna-
casting.
If
so.
you want to get muted, that's the way to do it. I'm just saying, man.
Pimp holds
I'm
the
down.
keys.
I mean, I could
Yeah.
walk out the door right now.
So did you get to watch much of the event, Sind? I'm curious how it looked from a consumer perspective. I was, behind the desk the whole time. I didn't even really get to see what the feel of the event was like.
It seemed pretty good overall. I always think there's a little bit of it's a bit of a shame when the panel is disconnected from the audience. You were backstage, correct? Like,
Yep.
At least that was the feel I got from it, that it was
Yep.
not an integrated part of the setup. So that's how it was at New York last time as well. It's just a space limitation issue more than
Yeah.
anything. Apart from that, I thought it was good. I thought the panel worked well together. The casting was solid. It was a good storyline too. Like, it's always fun to watch tournaments where there's surprises. So I think
Yeah.
they got quite lucky there.
Yeah,
It's good
I
on
felt pretty good about the panel overall. I wish I could have been a little more extroverted. They told me that I needed to be a little more assertive. Kind of like I didn't fuck anything up, but I didn't make any headlines either. It's like, and I was telling myself in my head going into it, like, okay, I need to make some jokes. I need to channel my inner James. It's easier to say that than it is to do that. That's one thing that Melk is pretty good at. He's not afraid to pull out the flamethrower when someone's made a series of bad plays. Thinking about that Venomancer moment, he was so irritated with that. It was quite funny.
Well, he's an irritated dude in a lot of ways.
My parents were at the event as well. This is the first esports event that my parents have actually gone to and bought tickets for, and they were actually kind of into it. It's weird to see the things that they notice. They were really perturbed by the chicken noise when it goes from day-night. They were like, what the hell's going on with the chicken? It's like, what chicken? I thought they meant the courier, but they meant that like, they noticed the night cycle of all things. It was kind of neat. They thought it was pretty awesome, though, I have to admit. They thought the venue was really cool. Like, wow, people are really into this. I see a bunch of old people bringing their kids. I'm like, yeah, it's a real hopping thing. I freaked out a fan as well. I was standing by there bringing me some cough drops, and they walked up, and there was a fan that I was talking to, and as my parents walked up, I was like, man, you guys are pretty old to be Dota fans. What's going on? And the guy just made this face like, Jesus, dude, rein it in a little bit. Come on, they're just people. You don't have to go so ham. And then, of course, I told him. But it was pretty funny to see the look on his face, belittling the old people that showed up at the venue.
Oh, I found a VIP ticket and I gave it to a homeless guy outside because security kept screwing with me, so I wanted to do that.
Please elaborate, Slacks. Tell us about your security adventures. I mean, I
Well,
would probably search you as well if I saw you coming in with a big bag.
No, I came in like every day with all the camera stuff, and every day they would check me, and it would seem like every day they would check it more and more. Like the first day they just let me go through, and that was cool. And then like by day 2, my 5th time in, they were like, let me look inside that camera case you got. And I'm like, we've done this like 10 times. And he's like, I gotta call the dogs. And I was like, the dogs? Like the drug-sniffing dogs? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I literally know your name. You're Josh. We've talked like 10 times. So I guess they were just effing with me or
Did
something.
they actually bring the dogs and have them
They
sniff
were
your gear?
gonna, and I was like, I'll just go through the press entrance. And they're like, okay, go through the press or we get the dogs. So I got pissed off. We found a VIP ticket that somebody like didn't have. They dropped. And I found a homeless guy, and I gave it to him, and I said, right there, you just go in right there. And I sent in this crazy-looking homeless guy to security, because fuck the security. And that's the story. And
Wow,
well,
Slacks.
that's
Well,
what they
luckily
get!
nothing bad happened, or else we know exactly who to blame for, all those missing keyboards that turned up. Jesus Christ.
Might be.
And, the irony is they probably just let him walk right through. Oh, you, sir, right this way. As long as they don't look like you, I guess. That's the only... Jesus, that's hard.
Yes, I know, man. It was rough. I don't know what about me. You know what was really concerning, though? My buddy, my camera guy, has this white powder that he pours into his drink or something, like one of those things.
Is it Soylent? Because I've heard
No.
Soylent is quite good.
Shut up with fucking Soylent, alright?
Soylent, bro!
I'm done with that shit. Thanks.
Dude, that shit
What is
tastes
Soylent?
horrible.
It's a replacement for a meal. It's like a
Yeah, it's like a
shaky
meal
drink.
replacement. And they're trying to market it to gamers, so instead of having to spend hours cooking and doing dishes, you can just open up the fridge, pop a Soylent, and you never have to leave the computer. Hotbit told me he loves it. He said, it's great. I come home right from work, I don't have no mess, no fuss. Hop right into queue, drink my Soylent, move on with my life.
That's because Hotbid's not a human being. He's a demon.
He's a
sent
robot.
from hell to destroy us all. Man, that stuff tastes like
I didn't
Lucky
try it.
Charms milk. It's pretty messed up.
I mean, that
I will
sounds good.
say, in the powder form, if you snort it, it's pretty good. It gets you a good high.
It really fills you up, huh? Because that's
Soylent
really what it's
fucks
for.
you up, man. For sure.
I thought it was funny that they gave the cosplay winner literally like 3 cases of Soylent. I was like, damn. All right, well, hopefully cosplayers like... You know, Sin, the crowd actually started chanting Soylent during the cosplay competition. Which, I mean, isn't that a sponsored dream right there? You can't buy that kind of branding. Soylent!
Yeah, that's-
Soylent.
That's actually... I'm not sure what to say. That's great for them.
I
Good for
couldn't
them.
believe it.
You
So how
have
was
to
New
be
York
there
for you,
to
JJ?
understand
Was that your first time in NYC?
Yes. I was only in Seattle before.
How
And then-
did you like the homeless people?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it was
The New York bums are their own brand,
Crazy.
man. Slacks knows. I attract them like a magnet. I was walking through the streets bitching about something. This guy comes up. He puts his arm around me, tells me this long story about how farting makes it better. And then after like 5 minutes, he asked me for money.
all right.
And I was
Let me
just like,
retell this
Jesus,
story
dude.
for you.
Okay,
Zyori's
please.
walking down the street, bitching
It's
about
always
some
funny.
Zyori shit that he's always bitching about, yelling and stuff.
I was really bitching too. I was like, "And you believe that shit?" I was just going off, man.
Yeah, he was going off.
I was
and
going
this,
ham.
this old wise sage comes up to us and he goes, "You know, you got too much stress. You know what relieves you from your stress? A nice..." And Zyori's like, "Oh yeah, maybe he's gonna give me like some real good advice, you know?" And he's like, "Just let out a nice big fart." And I'm like, haha, sick. And it was funny. And then it just kept going. He kept following us for like 3 blocks, and he's like,
He had his arm around me and shit. It was
yeah.
terrible.
He's like, "You just gotta fart! You gotta fart!" And we're like, Jesus Christ, get out of here. It was like endearing at the
Okay.
beginning, and then it got real scary
Yeah.
towards the end.
And then when we said no, he's like, "It ain't for no fucking booze. It's just for food, man." And I'm just like, well, that doesn't change the
Oh.
equation for me at all. I'm still not
Yeah.
going to give you any money.
At the end, he's like, when we were
I
like
didn't
turning the
ask for
corner,
this.
he's like, "So, you got any money?" We're like, "Nah, man." I'm like, "What are you doing? You just told us to fart for like 3 blocks, and now you want us to pay you for that advice? I do that on my own, dude. I'm not gonna..." Jesus.
Yeah,
That was it.
they're their own brand. JJ, I heard you had a fun mishap with a cabbie. You know, before maybe we could set the stage here. Hani told me I was rooming with Hani. He said that his cab driver got stuck in traffic and then peed in a bottle while they were in the car because he said he couldn't hold it anymore, and so he, you know, I guess you got to do what you got to do when you're in traffic. But Jesus Christ, I think that's probably not standard issue in Germany when you take a
All right,
taxi.
hold on. First of all, it was so unbelievable because, like, when I came to the hotel, Hani told me the story, and then Blitz came and he told me the same story, just a bit different and stuff. So I'm not sure what to believe anymore. It was really golden. So what we had was Perch and me were roommates, and we were like at the last day when we wanted to take some flights. Like my flight was at like 7 p.m. was really late, and his was like at 5 or something, and he wanted to go to the airport a bit earlier to maybe get a standby flight or some shit. And he was on a different airport. He was on the one in the north, or like in the what is it, like northeast or something, and JFK is like right to the south from it. So and of course I had a JFK flight. So went to Five Guys, had some
LaGuardia is the other one.
dinner. Yeah,
Why
awesome.
do you?
Had some dinner, as
Yeah.
in a fucking amazing burger that was really great. And then we took a cab. Easy, right? And we talked to the guy and was like, "Hey, can we just like drive to the one airport and then drive to the other one?" And he was like, "Sure." Right, so we get in a cab. No problem, no nothing. Like we're having a good time, right? We're just talking about the whole tournament, all that stuff. We're talking about majors coming up. We're talking about Stockholm. We're talking about everything. And then the guy like drives into the what is it, like the entrance to the airport, and then he misses the obvious, like the drop off people here shield. Go right if you want to do this, and he goes left. And Perch's like, "Buddy, you know, gotta drive right here, right?" And he's like, "All right, stop the meter." Goes back around, and then he nearly actually took like there was a police car coming from the right side. He should have yielded. He didn't, and police was like, "All right, siren on, let's pull him over." So they
Oh
put
my
up the
God.
silent the siren. The guy pulls to the
Silent?
right. Soylent, yeah, you pulled up the Soylent, thank God that wasn't it. And then
The Soylent
then the police
siren,
goes
guys.
like, "Dude, like, you can't do this, right? If I ever catch you again, blah 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 blah." So he goes ham on the guy, on our cab driver. And then the cab driver asks him, "Is this Terminal B, by the way?" He's like, "Yeah, just go to the right." So he drives, he goes to the left again. So Perch is like, "Alright, buddy, you know, this has to stop right now." So we're like in the lane where you really can't drop off people, and he just stops. Perch goes out, gets out, and I'm like, well, whatever. We're gonna see ourselves in Sweden, right? So this was the first part. There was the part where Perch actually knew something from. So he goes, fucks off, wonderful, and I just wanted to get to JFK for like 20 miles. Fine, right? So now the real shit began. He drives around, tries to drive to the highway to JFK. He misses the first like turn right to actually drive onto the highway. So he goes around, does something which I don't understand yet. I didn't try to really, but it doesn't matter. And then there was like a small street where he tried to like turn around. And then there was some traffic, and he bumped into the car in front of him. And this was like a proper American guy. So he got out, and he was shouting. And 10 minutes later, still, like, they were doing something. I don't know what the fuck happened, but they changed some, I don't know, insurance stuff or phone, whatever. Then he went around, right, after the crash. And he missed the same fucking exit again onto the highway. Then he went again, and I was like, alright, buddy, you gotta go right here. And then he got it. And then the best thing is, they have this, like flat fee when you go from Manhattan to JFK. It's like $52. So what happened was, he made one run to the LaGuardia airport. That was like $33. And then he reset it to the flat fee, and then he wanted to pay me for both. And then I told him, like, buddy, this is not working, right? You can't make
I like
a flat
how
fee
this
from
whole
Manhattan.
time he's still just referred to as B after he's fucked up all of these
buddy.
things.
And then
hey,
no,
buddy,
okay, so
buddy,
then
you got to make the right
the
there.
thing
No,
is-
buddy, listen, I know you missed it 4 times, buddy.
but
Yo,
the thing is
buddy,
still,
just
like,
'cause
what
I
the
got
fuck?
pulled
What the fuck?
over.
And then he gets mad that I don't tip him. I'm like, dude,
Welcome to
Whoa,
America.
you didn't tip? You didn't tip?
I'm a very terrible human being.
Whoa.
Dude, Jesus,
Gotta
they're not
tip,
going to let you
bro.
through customs again.
I'm not
they're
gonna go
they're
ever,
gonna see this, going to be
ever
like,
in this cab again.
he's a non-tipper. Oh, man, you're not welcome in America if you don't
No,
have
I
a tip.
tip.
I
Yeah,
wonder
just
how
not
much
this
Hani
fucker.
tipped the guy who pissed in a bottle.
I would have given him the tip.
There should be,
I don't know,
dang,
man.
there should be
I
some
was
sort
just
of
done.
extra service fee.
You have
Damn,
to
dude.
witness someone peeing in a bottle next to you while you're riding shotgun, and then sit in the car and
golden
smell
taxi.
it. The golden taxi. While it's just in a bottle, just wafting in the entire taxi the rest of the ride. I mean, Jesus Christ. Well, Pimp, I'm sorry that you had such a terrible experience in America. Jesus Christ. Yeah, taxis are a
great.
disaster. Hopefully we have a better taxi experience
the
in
best,
Sweden.
The whole time Pim was just like, this is great, this shit never happens.
I was
Wow.
so happy all the time, syndereN. I mean, I was literally you, right?
America.
Dude.
Is that
What?
the scissor?
There's been some stories, you know.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
All right.
using that every time.
Sind, I want to be serious for a second here. What did you think of the
Good
picks
luck.
at
Sorry?
at ESL? Did you take note of any of the hero picks? All that brood mama bullshit? What the fuck's going on with that hero?
I think there's just more players that are starting to get really good at it. And it's because there was that guy, that Russian guy, I think, who's a 7K Brood player or something, and started coaching, I think it was Mag and some other guy, and who said
about
that Zai plays Brood correctly. And I think there's just more players now that are starting to understand how Brood works, and that because of that, they're not scared necessarily of getting counterpicked, because Brood in matchups one-on-one can actually still do very well, even against the heroes that are considered counters. You just need to know how to play it differently.
Right.
You take that into account, and then you consider also that a lot of the heroes, again, it's just the fact that other heroes got nerfed, right? We're going to keep coming back to that, but that's the version right now, is that other heroes that were just like absolute top tier, that were so good that you simply couldn't pick Brood over them, have been nerfed. And then, yeah, it's a change of pace, I think. And
Sure.
it's going to be a first phase ban for the next while until people find a way of dealing with it. I don't know, though, if there is a solid way of dealing with an incredible Brood player. Like, if you're that good, that hero is just a mess.
That's kind of how I felt watching Weehaw play Meepo. Like, just if you're good enough at that hero and you can play around what they're picking, it is so hard to deal with.
That's way more counterable, though, I think.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree the hero, like, Meepo has some drafts where it's just insanely good, and there's other drafts where you can be a god like Meepo and you just don't really have a major game impact. That's what Brood used to be, and I don't feel like that's what Brood is right now. Now it's, if you are a good Brood pick, a good Brood player, you will have an impact, almost no matter what the enemy team picks.
All right, what do you got, Slacks? You're making faces.
Oh, you know who's a really good counter for Broodmother?
Shut up.
Omni Knight!
If you say techies, I swear to
Techies
God.
until they killed him. After that, not so good. No.
How is Techies good against Brood? It's the other way around.
No, man. Techie's great against Brood. One Scepter Mine blows up everything. All of her little babies. Well, at least
You need
pups.
to get Scepter first. And
Well,
until
yeah.
then, you can take one little itsy-bitsy spider and destroy 7 landmines with every
Great
time.
strategy.
uses
though.
landmines anymore. Q is worthless. I don't
true.
even put them down.
Stasis trap stats.
That's it. That's my
The
build,
build.
right there.
No, man.
Max suicide and just
Blink
kill
suicide.
yourself.
Let's go, boys.
You know, actually, this is kind of funny that you bring it up, because at TI5, Brood was actually Secret's counterpick to the Techies of Complexity in their 2-game series. And
Really?
Complexity were like, we picked Techies in the first phase together with Tusk. We wanted to see what you guys' counters were. And they crushed them with Brood. Like,
Damn.
you
And
can't
this is
play
why
Techies
I'm not
against
an
Brood.
analyzer. Oh,
It's
man.
ridiculously hard.
Well, it was a
You
good try.
don't get
though,
any map
Slacks.
control.
It works great in pubs. I mean, as long as you get the bombs.
In
I mean,
3K
all that
pubs,
money,
yeah.
they just run in those little creeps on the remote mines. But you're right. Those pro players, they're smarter than that.
They're a
do that
little
stuff.
different.
Yeah. Good analogy. That's great. So, who are the big
SirActionSlacks, ladies and
standout
gentlemen.
players for you, Sind? Obviously, the storyline with Vega was pretty big. I mean, Weehaw was a big standout player for me, especially since, I mean, he's been looking strong, but he hasn't really been on a team of this caliber yet. And I was happy to see him consistently perform well. I mean, his Wind Ranger is... He really knows how to hit that timing in the early mid-game when, if you can't land those shackles, the hero feels extremely weak. But if you can connect on double support shackles at 18 minutes, I mean, you can basically just take over the entire game, which is what he did for half the tournament.
He was definitely one of the standout players. I can't remember who it was for Vega. I also have to admit, I didn't see that many of the games. I mainly just kept track of the results. So the exact way things panned out, I'm not completely sure about. But for me, it's more interesting to think of the overarching, like the way teams adapt and use the version, rather than who's hot and who's cold as a player right now. Because a lot of it has to do with just the picks right now, right? Like someone who's really good right now might not be so good in 2 months because the meta has changed and they're not as good at those heroes.
Yeah.
Weehaw definitely benefits from being a good Wind Ranger player, which in my opinion is a top 3 mid hero right now. After the nerf of other popular ones, I expected Wind Ranger to rise, and it seems like it's the case. So, but yeah, I'm totally with you though. He definitely played very well. At the same time, you could also swap it around and say, did anyone play like really under par in that tournament? Because I think more than anything, it was drafting and team execution rather than an individual player.
Yeah, I mean, Archon had a pretty lackluster performance, but
that was as a
Oh.
team, right?
yeah, I don't know if there was one individual that really dropped the ball in particular. Their drafts just seemed a little too crazy for me. They were like Slacks level drafts, you know?
Hey!
The roaming
Wow.
CK.
Then you can't win.
Hey!
Well, they couldn't. I mean,
Remember that
was it in
CM?
game 2? Like they dove on the sniper twice, and it's just like every single one of their heroes gets killed, and the sniper lives, just popping them down. It's like, oh Jesus, that's a recipe for a bad time.
What about, man, EG? Talk about some suckers. Oh! Garbage!
Yeah, I mean they didn't look too hot, dude.
All right.
They definitely underestimated Vega. I think it was a combination of they didn't look so hot, but also Vega looked really good. So it was one of those matchups where if they had played, well, maybe not Secret, but any of the other non-invited teams in the first round, I think they probably would have had a better chance. Maybe not CDEC. It kind of depends, but Vega, man, they had EG's number. They were ready.
Madness. I mean, this draft on game 2, it was, I don't even remember what it was. I was disgusted. Oh yeah, they picked Bat Rider. When's the last time you saw goddamn Bat Rider? 6
Well,
months
I mean,
ago?
S4
Week
plays
ago,
it
I
in
think.
every game. So
Week ago.
yeah,
Shut
like a
up,
week
Cinder.
ago. But
I've seen about 10 of them in the last 2 weeks, but apart from that, it was really a crazy Bat Rider pick.
well, it was also the 4 melee, 4 off-laner type strat that was Sumail Axe. I mean, I think we learned from that game that Broodmother is not hard countered by Axe by any stretch of the imagination.
It's a solution in the sense that it can lane against Brood without getting stomped. But then your overarching strategy still needs to make sense, right? Because if you...
Yeah.
It's the same logic with Darkseer, who also lanes well against Brood. Like, Brood can't just spam Spiderlings and run them at you, but Brood can also be like, oh, you're an Axe, you're going to farm the lane? Cool, I'll send my Spiderlings and farm the jungle and cut your wave.
Right.
So you can still farm. That's just what the Brood players need to do in that situation. But at least, like, if you... Axe is still a way better hero against Brood than, say, a Sniper, who just gets shit on. Like, he can't stand in the lane after minute 5.
Oh, what the fuck.
Slacks, you DC'd, and now you messed up the order.
Great,
Oh.
I hate every one of you. Stop. I'm
What?
gonna fix
I
this
didn't
shit.
do it.
No, you
No,
didn't.
fuck you
Shit,
too.
You were just there. It's
I
okay.
do nothing.
It was Slacks, and his video still isn't back for me, but that's
I look really
okay.
cool when I'm split in 2. Oh, damn. Now I'm
look-
SirActionSlacks. Okay, get my name. Get my face off SirActionSlacks.
Me.
I am not...
It was all a ploy so that Slacks could take
Fine.
over and play the role of syndereN.
I'm the
Unacceptable.
analyst
Okay,
now.
What the fuck, too, syndereN?
JJ, what was your take? Last word here on ESL 1 New York. You got to see all the games, a front row seat as the spectator. Who is the big breakout player or team for you?
It's gotta be we for me. Even
Okay.
though,
Pick another
so,
one. Make an original answer.
No. It is we because he had insane nerf issues. According to like, everyone around the team, right?
Mhm.
And then in the finals, it was okay, and then they nearly made it back, and game 3 was, you know, kind of stumpy. Okay, yeah, but still, best of 5, they could have won. We're
Yeah,
still the man.
fair enough.
Let's
Fair
go.
enough. So,
I'm,
alright.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna own at the major.
I think they're looking really good. I
That's
talked
like-
to Puppy at the after party, and he said that they were pretty happy with second. He said, you know, they got a new team. They were trying some things out. They wanted to get a feel for the patch, and they were more than happy to get second, as they were expecting to struggle perhaps a bit more, given that the craziness of the patch and stuff. So. Yeah, I think
Jeez.
they've definitely got the right attitude going in. So let's go through some laundry here, and then we'll talk about our big trek here coming up to Sweden. So we've got a couple of little change-a-rooskies. Archon, hey, they removed 747, and they've replaced them with Monkeys Forever, at least for now. Exciting, because I got to meet Monkeys Forever at the after party at ESL New York. He's an interesting fella. Have you guys ever met him before? Anyone else know?
Nope.
No.
Apparently
I
him and
interv-
Cap go way back. They're telling me about the old Han days when they used to queue up in Dota and then just do they fountain hook people and just have fun. And it was
Wow.
like Cap said that his job was to play Beastmaster and his only job was to move the Hawk for vision, and then they would do the rest. So good memories, yeah, fun stories. So that's cool. And apparently Mad has left Monkey Freedom Fighters. That's I was actually surprised to read that headline this morning when I popped open the subreddit. He decided not to play the second open qualifier with him, so I guess that does not bode so well. On that note,
And supposedly,
please.
he said on his stream, were you going to say this?
Well, I'm not
Anyway,
sure
I
what
cut
you're
you
gonna
off.
say. No, please. Pretend I was.
Supposedly, the friends he is going to play with are the entirety of the old MTW, apart from me.
Oh, really?
What?
Who is that? Is that
No.
like?
Yes.
Is that Pos?
I don't know. I
and-
mean, I just read it. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe someone just made shit up. I don't
Wait,
know.
what
but
was that lineup?
someone said on the
Was it
stream
Black
that
on
Matt
there?
said he was going to be playing the qualifiers with Socks, Funzy, and Kebab.
Oh, that group.
What?
That's
Uh,
interesting.
Jesus. Man, I
I'm-
hate Dota. Who the hell
I'm
are
not
these
sure if
people?
it's the case. If it is, I don't think that's going to be so good.
It'd still be interesting.
I
though.
have
I
low
wanna see
hopes for that team.
What is Kebab up
You know
to
who has
these-
been looking
these
good
days?
though? Fucking Empire. They just steamrolled their way through the open. It came.
Now
to
the entirety of the chat is like syndereN wrecked. You know what? If they would have asked me to play, I would have said no. So,
Wow.
Damn.
so they would have been fucking
Denied.
wrecked.
Yeah. So
Counter wreck.
don't
Yeah.
even try, because he would have. Said no
I am not
anyway.
playing with Kebab again in my life. That's a decision I've made.
Does
So.
he still play? I mean, he's pretty
He
inactive
actually
for a while.
he stopped playing after I think TI2, and then he took
Yeah.
a long break, and he apparently finished his school and supposedly changed a lot in terms of personality. He realized that he was being super cancerous, and he's tried to improve himself, but
Don't call it
it's
a
just-
comeback.
yeah, we'll see. I just don't want to be the one who's the original experiment.
Damn.
Fair enough. Poking and
That's-
prodding. So what else has been going on in the open qualifiers so far? I casted the finals of the SEA #1. It was Execration versus basically the Singapore Rejects. Singapore Rejects rolled them 2-0. VODs are on my YouTube, by the way. Go check it out.
Hey, plugging.
Hey,
Wow.
That's
who
new
won,
for you,
who won the
Zyori.
first American one? Was it anybody notable?
Yes.
Who
League
was it?
One.
Oh, the High Wizards, right?
The
No, it was
Wizards.
Basically-
bleak. It was bleak.
Bleak plus
don't,
4?
Don't shit yourself. It was bleak.
Don't shit yourself.
Look, there's just one team and one player who's actually no. I'm just joking. Yes, it was those guys. Mason was playing. I still want to say bleak. Just fucking owned. Like his Wyvern is insane. But yeah, was fun. Mod was casting until like, what was it, like 4 a.m. this morning or something? Pretty
Oh,
good
was
stuff,
he
pretty good
really?
stuff.
He didn't
Yeah.
even invite me to cast with him, man.
Wow.
I'm hurt. That,
He didn't invite
that
me
really,
either. With 2 rejects now. Let's make a
That
casting reject team.
stings, man. He didn't even post in our group chat like, "Hey, FYI, if anybody wants to join me." He just
Wants all the
instant
glory.
nexted his entire group of friends. My God. And then what's the other region? China. Anybody know who won the China Open? I have not seen any of that. I should probably pay attention to it because we're going to be covering the Chinese regionals.
Hey.
Hey. So yeah, maybe we should
Hey.
about
DK
A.
Scuderia. What?
What?
DK's youth team, I guess? Alright.
Oh, that's all the rage right now in China. All the youth squads, man. There's newbie youth and CDC young and
I want to see some newbie old. Get some 80-year-old dudes in there and pop it up. Why not, China?
Slacks,
Go
please.
for it.
Come on.
Okay.
it would be kind of funny to get like all the like the King J, the QQQ era type people and have them all on the same team, like the old man squad, the retired coaches. That would be pretty fun.
SMJ and stuff. Oh wait, he's still playing, isn't he?
Oh wait. Where is the Frankfurt Qualifiers? Here it is. I wanted to see who won, who else is looking good in China.
I'm trying
The
to
Chinese
find the
regional
matches.
is pretty stacked. FTD fight. I don't know any of these teams. All right. So yeah, we're gonna be heading over to Sweden. Everybody's leaving. Slacks leaves. Like, what are you giggling at, Slacks?
Nothing. I don't know anything about these teams, and we'll see you tomorrow for the qualifier.
What? Well,
You idiot!
Plenty of
Shut
prep
up,
work, come on,
Zyori.
guys.
No, I don't know anything about the teams in the Open. We're casting the regionals. We're casting the big boys, Slacks. By the way, have you done your homework, sir? We're casting Europe and China. Can you even name like more than 2 Chinese teams that are in the regional, Slacks?
I could, but I'm not
Yeah?
gonna entertain you with your bullshit.
You know, you
questions.
should have a swing at it. You know, if you can name like more than 2 teams that are playing in the regional, I'll actually be stunned and give you a little clappy clap.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
check this out,
High stakes,
motherfucker.
boys.
You got wings
And
and newbie youth. Like they're gonna let me fucking cast anyway. I don't even know why I'm going to Sweden. They're
I
just
said
gonna...
newbie youth already. Any?
Oh, well, excuse me. Then,
Shit, this is such a shit show here.
one sec. Going through my database. Okay, North American, yeah. Europe, yeah.
Damn it, 4G, load faster.
I'll give you a hint, Slacks.
They're my hands.
Look, I'll give you a hint. It was a
What's up?
team which was in New York.
PG new?
Was-
IG new.
How about
regular
IG, man?
IG, you
How about
dumb-
IG
how about-
non-new?
IG regular.
How about Invictus Gaming? Yeah, well, it's going to be awesome.
We
so
got
we're
him.
Oh, God.
Are
So the-
newbie in?
Yes.
Yep, newbie and newbie young. Wow, okay.
Oh,
a lot
both
of-
newbies.
Yeah, both newbies. Double movie.
Oh.
Double newbie.
Told you, scrubs.
Jesus. Hey, ZSMJ is playing on a new team. Fan Tuan. That's interesting.
Yeah,
With
it's
with
pretty insane.
Yafet.
I wanna see Yafet.
Wow. Oh, okay. This is going to be interesting. So yeah, it should be a pretty good time. So we're going to be doing the regionals from the Monster Energy DreamHack Studios. Get used to saying that, Slacks. I swear to God,
Wow,
if you say
sellout.
Red Bull once,
But the what
get
studio?
it's the Monster Energy DreamHack Studios. That's where we're going to be
Gross.
doing the official coverage from. So I hope you studied your note cards because you're gonna be.
You people haven't told me shit.
All the-
I didn't even know I was fucking leaving until yesterday morning.
We should be.
And I'm
happy
going on a
about that.
15-hour flight in
Yeah.
fucking assholes.
Oh, this is
Anyway,
so bad, Slacks,
continue.
right?
I mean, you
leaving
could-
the US. Oh, this is
You
Let
could have
out
said no.
Slacks.
I should have said
Oh,
no.
you could have said no and stayed in your country with fucking people peeing in bottles in their cabs and shit, and
Yeah?
had a
Yeah.
good time with that instead.
That's
Yeah.
American. Yeah,
Yes,
I
Slacks.
can't wait to go to Sweden where when you put gum on the ground, they tase you and shit and put you in jail.
No, that's
I think they have tasers in
Slacks.
Sweden.
That's the
Slacks.
wrong continent. But
This is Europe. We don't take guns for a walk, right?
oh my.
Slacks,
fucking
they don't
God.
even have an army.
They don't?
Sweden doesn't have an army.
When
I'm
you
taking
join
that
the
shit over
military,
when
you
I
just
get
run
over
around
there.
the woods and work out, man. There's no guns involved.
Got it.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, I will have to say I'm a little disappointed that we're only committing to European and Chinese coverage. I know it's kind of a scheduling thing. We can't quite do the 24-hour stream, but I kind of hope there's a little bit of downtime so we can at least like check in on the other
And
areas,
play
man.
Mafia.
Yeah. Oh, of
Hello.
course. I mean, we
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
make time for Mafia.
Fuck yeah.
I've
mean,
never
totally
watched any of your Mafia streams.
I
don't know.
wanna play Mafia with Slacks.
I've never played it. I have no
gonna be
idea
fucking
what's
amazing.
going on.
Oh my
I think
god.
it's gonna be really easy to read. Slacks, what that means is that you're bad at the game.
Ouch! You know, you
That
think
is
I'm easy
nothing
to
new
read,
though,
but I'm
right?
a
I mean-
great poker player. Cause
You are?
the trick
How?
is, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I played poker night at the inventory, and I just go in all in every time. I don't even know if I'm gonna win.
That generally works for 15 minutes.
I win all the time. Because people are
Damn.
like, what's wrong with this kid? He's going all in on a pair of twos. And
Flax, if you wanna play poker, syndereN is in. I mean, he's a shark. Except
I
for
ain't
that
gonna
one
play
time
against
that I
fucking
took his
syndereN.
money at the Summit
Ah!
3, and
Oh, I
he
got it. And then
he
I won
won
them
it back.
back. Then I won it back later.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm down. I want to play poker.
Damn.
I'm ready.
Boom. Got him.
I'm in.
I'm not a shark though. I'm not that good.
You're not Ted level. He's the actual
Is
shark.
Ted very... I don't think I've played against Ted. I would love to play against Ted then.
I don't think he's like the best of the best, but he's a hustler, dude. He does that goofy like, oh, I'm Pyrian Flax. Let's play poker, and then 5 minutes in, you're just like, oh shit, he's taken half my money already, and I don't know what to do about it.
last time I played poker, I was sitting in a wooden chair and it broke. I didn't even move. Everybody laughed at me, and then I went home.
Man, that's a fucking shame, actually.
That story is on point with at the after party, like halfway in, and I'm drinking a little bit. I'm looking at Slacks. He's just like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go eat more chicken until I feel like I'm gonna puke, and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Just like, wow, man, you really know how to party like an animal.
Well,
Eat
it
copious
was
amounts
good
of chicken, go throw up in the bathroom, and then go to bed. I like it.
What the fuck's wrong with you guys?
So it is going to be cool coverage, though. We're joining, everyone from Moonduck is going. We're joining up with the select crew from Join Dota, Toby, Blitz, and Cap. And then we're going to be joined by all of the good studio crew
sorry.
that are... Oh,
Ouch.
sweet Jesus.
Oh, what the fuck's happening?
We're gonna be
Production
joined
value.
by the good studio crew, Sheever, Shane, Lumi, Scriff, and Weppus. So we'll have some dedicated obs, going to have some production funsies, and I'm sure Dream League has some fun stuff set up as well. So it should be a pretty hip-hopping time. I'm fucking pumped, man. I was just in Sweden, still got my bus card from before. I'm going to be like the little tour guide. Like, guys, it's this bus. I know what these weird Swedish words mean, kind of. Not really.
I'm scared, man. I've never been out the U.S., and I have a 5-hour overlay in
Layover.
Layover.
I got a 5-hour layover in Germany.
Well,
layover?
in Germany?
That can't be
Are
right.
you in
It's
Frankfurt?
100%. An overlay
Yeah,
is the
Frankfurt.
thing that you put on
It's
your
no
stream.
problem. Frankfurt's super easy. Don't worry about it.
Oh. A layover is the thing you do in the airport by yourself,
Hey!
alone, cold, and scared.
What do you do for 5 hours in an airport?
Well,
They have
Slacks, I
AC
would suggest
chargers.
bringing a
It's fine.
book, perhaps, maybe a Game
Books?
Boy, a tablet,
What is this?
a laptop?
2008?
maybe a
Jesus.
CD
You
player.
can
I
even
don't...
buy newspapers there. English.
Yeah.
ones,
Actually,
American
last
ones.
night, what am I gonna do? Read it
You
in
could also
Deutsch?
drink. You could sit at the bar and just pound whiskey. Oh,
It's
you're
a
in
German
Germany. Get some
airport. You have
Brewskins.
German beer. Get a Schweinshaxe.
Ah!
Yeah, get a Schweinsachse.
Ask Andrew
Schwein-
how great it was.
Schweinschwarze ist mein Lieblingsessen. Deutsch ist meine Spezialität.
It's
Ich
wunderbar.
spreche it nicht sehr gut.
You should.
Hey! I took 3 years of German. Got a C every year.
Yeah.
How many times did you show up to class to learn what you just said? 4?
Not a lot. I'm not very good
Okay.
at it.
I got 3 C's in German. I'm killing it. I'm
I used to-
basically fluent.
Do my homework on Google Translate, like right when that shit came out. It was madness.
Damn, that's the bomb.
It was good stuff.
You were ahead of your time, Slacks. What can I, what
Die
can I say?
Ecke! Hey!
Great done. Great.
Sweet Jesus. Okay.
The accent
So,
really kills it for me. It's fine.
That's about everything we've got, though. I wanted to end this episode with story time. Does anybody have a good story, Slacks? You seem to be chock full of funny stories. Please
Didn't we
share-
have story
share
time
one.
in the
We had
start?
so much
We
stories.
did, but-
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Wait,
fine.
don't we have any
don't
more
to do
Dota
stories.
news? Arteezy wouldn't play that kid on Reddit.
How's that?
Oh man.
Damn, we're
What a-
digging really deep for stories here.
What a
I thought it was
bummer.
good.
Slacks, I mean, if you have anything else to bring up, we'll give you 2 minutes here. We'll give you last word. You
I
know,
don't want the last word. I'll tell a story. What do you want to hear about?
anything that has to do with Slacks, Dota, and failure.
Okay, well that's
Can you make
a
it
long...
short? I really want to have dinner.
Fuck you, syndereN. You tell a short story, you muggernaut piece of shit.
All right, Slacks, time's ticking.
Right? What? I don't have a good
Okay.
story.
You don't
Okay,
have any stories?
I'll tell you
Okay.
the story about I'll tell you a story about the lady that made out with me when I had bird flu. Want to hear that one?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I was having dinner anyway.
Okay, great. The year was 2000 something.
You are not dragging this out that way. Do not.
All right, Slack, 75 seconds. Pump it.
Okay, Jesus. I was an RA in college. There's this hot chick, right? Smoking hot chick. But I'm not allowed to date the hot chicks because I'm an RA. I got to be a visage of trust. Anyway, she's trying to, like, mac on me all year. Slacks. Oh, we should go out. We should date. We should bang. I'm like, nah. I'm your supervisor. I can't do that. One day, we get hit by fucking we get hit by bird flu, right? All the kids are out. I used to wear my whole body Tigger suit and have like the SARS mask and stuff because I don't want to catch no bird flu. I catch the bird flu because I brought these kids with bird flu some soup. So I'm laying on my couch with bird flu, dying. Then all of a sudden this chick comes in, right? She's like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, "Help me," but not really. Get the fuck out of here is what I tried to say, but I couldn't move because I had fucking bird flu. She comes over and she's like, "You watching Kill Bill?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can't move." Anyway.
Netflix and chill, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, she starts like kissing my head and I'm like, "Get out of here, I got bird flu and I can't fight you off." Anyway, she raped me. That's the story.
Slacks, did anyone ever tell you don't make rape jokes?
It wasn't a joke! That's how I
sounds like
lost
a
my
story.
virginity, I was scared!
My
That's how it went.
God.
Chat, can we get some Bible thumbs in here? It's
All right.
the fuck off.
I think that might
I
have
think
been
it's more of a forehead moment for me, to be honest.
That's an Ellie giggle all the way. I think that's a good way to round out this show. So with that, folks, we'll see you in Sweden. We're all getting on planes. We're heading over to the other continent. Coverage starts on October 10th. Excited for everybody to be there. Make sure you follow at moonducktv on Twitter and Facebook. For all the social media updates, we're going to be Instagramming and shit. Slacks, you ready? Get that pretty face on Instagram? Come on, man. Show me the... Just do it.
Fuck Instagram. Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah. Got him.
Got him.